especially baffled about the food culture. I was puzzled on my last trip there when I was trying to recreate Brazilian food like white rice and beans to learn that many Americans that I know are averse to things like white rice. A staple not only in Brazil but throughout Latin America and Asia, a food that feeds billions of people a day, is given the side eye in the US because it has, and I quote, no nutritional value. And it's not just white rice. The fear many in the US have around bad foods like coffee and whole milk is just so strange to me. Even bananas get the side eye for having too much sugar. The worst part for me is that there's seemingly no self-awareness by the Americans, or should I say United Statesians, who make these comments. The same people who claim coffee is a diuretic and say white rice has no nutritional value, how could you eat that every day, then go on to eat neon purple pancakes at IHOP topped with whipped cream. And powdered energy drinks for gamers because coffee with whole milk is just too much apparently. And these same people also look up the Japanese culture where white rice is eaten even for breakfast. The jokes write themselves. It's just so perplexing to have these conversations because it shows how a lot of Americans so readily believe these giant generalizations. White rice has no nutritional value without an ounce of cultural knowledge. And I'm not saying white rice specifically is the most healthy food in the world, everything in moderation, but how can you just say that with your whole chest and then go on to eat purple and pink cotton candy ice cream at Dairy Queen?
What kind of Americans do y'all be talking to? What kind of Americans do you guys have conversations with? What kind of Americans are you working with, having relationships with, in community with? Because every time I hear these generalizations of Americans, I'm always like, wait, what's going on? Now, mind you, if we would have did the same thing to people outside of America, they would start bitching and moaning about how we're so xenophobic and how we are the embodiment of, the American war machine, right? If they are not physically harming people in the ways that America does, then it's a metaphorical harm. They're going around stirring things up, spreading prejudice and propaganda against people. Like, how did this whole thing become Americans say that rice has no nutritional value, and yet they eat those purple pancakes at IHOP? Are those the same Americans that are saying, are those even the two same Americans? Like, what's going on? It's the same way somebody from a different country would look at American who's eating carnival food and be like, this is America's food. And it's like, babe, they're at a carnival.